Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Busy Vegan Mom. My name is Rachel and I'm here to offer guidance and direction to anyone who's looking to add more whole food plant-based foods into their diet. So today we've got a special video on vegan or plant-based Super Bowl foods. I'm super excited to share with you guys some footage of some things I made for a recent football game or that friends made, and that ended up being really, really tasty. And so I will say that these can be used for any get-together that you have. It doesn't just have to be the Super Bowl, but being that that is a really popular event where friends come together and they join in to celebrate watching the two teams play each other, and it's such an important time of the year for so many people that I thought, why not share some healthy plant-based options that even the people who do eat meat and do eat dairy would appreciate because they taste that good. So without further ado, let's get started. I wanted to start off by saying that I have thrown a completely vegan party before with all vegan, all plant-based foods. It was for my daughter Berkeley's first birthday party. We had a first year of life celebration where it was all eco-friendly, pretty much a zero waste birthday party to the best that I could. And so of course, what else is better for the planet than eating vegan food? And so I made it to where our complete buffet of food was all plant-based snacks, things like nuts, hummus, peanut butter, apples, chips. We had some fruit kebabs that were really, really cute and super fun to make. And so there was just a wide array of things in different categories that everyone could appreciate. It was almost like everyone was forced to eat healthy because that's all I provided. So, but it worked. I mean, kids snacked on things. We also had vegan-friendly cupcakes and a cake as well. But yeah, it was neat because all healthy options were provided. And so, yeah, it was just, like I said, the whole cause was to be eco-friendly. And so studies show that eating plant-based is a more eco-friendly way to live. So just wanted to throw that out there. I do have a clip that I want to share of what all that types of foods look like. So you could definitely incorporate that at your Super Bowl party or your party, whatever you're doing. I'm also going to include a chili recipe at the end that I found online a while back. And I've always loved, ever since I've been vegan, to make chilies because there's so many different kinds that you can do. And it's so easy to replace the meat with beans. And a lot of people, you've got some people that say there's no such thing as a chili without meat. And that's fine. That's how so many people are used to eating it. But the cool thing is that I have served this chili to all people that aren't vegan and that don't eat meat, and they thought it tasted great. So you gotta let even the people who don't eat vegan or aren't open to it, at least let them try this chili, maybe with some crackers, or just take a bite because it's so good. And there's nothing out of the ordinary in it, like no soy, no tofu, no anything. It's literally all the same stuff you would put in chili, minus the meat and plus the beans. And so super good. And of course, chili's gotta have beans, right? So you've got to try it out and serve it to your friends. Any of your friends who aren't on this path or this journey, I promise they appreciate good food. They will like the chili. So that is to be shared at the end. A couple of different ideas that you can serve at either your Super Bowl party or your get-together that everyone can appreciate. First and foremost, you can always do a veggie tray. And I don't mean you have to go to the store and buy one of those expensive veggie trays. You can literally buy some broccoli, a couple of organic, great tomatoes, whatever is in season is obviously something I'm going to recommend because it's great for immune health. But what you can do is chop these up on your own. If you're pressed for time, I understand. But if not, and you're looking to save a little bit of money, buy these things yourself. Get one of your little cute serving trays at home and chop them up and serve them yourself. It costs way less than buying the vegetable tray. And plus, since you're chopping them up, they haven't lost as much nutrients because those ones that are in the tray at the store have been chopped up and especially the fruits, they've already started to lose some of the nutrient content. So it's good to cut it up fresh instead of letting it sit there and just lose some of that nutritional value that it starts off with when it's first freshly cut. There's plenty of stuff online about that. I've done lots of research on it, so I like to try to eat things fresh. I know it's not always an option, but for optimum nutrient absorption. It's great to just cut it up yourself and serve it to your friends that way. And there's a cool thing about broccoli that I learned from the plant-based doctors, that there's a certain, there is something in broccoli that once you cut it and let it sit for a certain amount of time, it begins to release a cancer-fighting basically superpower, which is super cool. So it's always good to chop up that broccoli, raw broccoli, and then let it sit for a few minutes, because then it releases, I don't know what the exact name of it is, but it starts to release this super, super potent, like I said, cancer fighting power. There's so much power in the plants. Like it's amazing. Like literally cures were put into food. And if we consume them in their whole form, I mean, we're just doing so much for our bodies. So just a cool little fact about the broccoli. But yeah, in the middle, put whatever you want. There's so many different things you can do for a dip. You could make your own, if you're somebody who likes to make your own guacamole, that's awesome too, or store-bought is fine, but it's cool to learn how to make it, and so that way you know how to do it, and you're not having to spend the extra money at the store. I always like to go for hummus. That's my go-to. There's so many different flavors out there. There's recipes to make your own as well, but of course, store-bought is normally the best option for me. Busy vegan mom. So yeah, and place that in the center, and then you've got tons of options there. There are a lot of different crackers out there that are more healthier now. I would definitely opt for the veggies, but some people just aren't going to do it. So it's good to look for the crackers that don't have any dairy or any other product like that in them, but there's a lot out there that are vegan by default. Some sort of whole grain crackers. They even got cauliflower crackers now. So you're getting crackers out there that have more of a higher nutrient content, more of a nutrient dense option versus something that's just like all these things on the back of a box that we can't even pronounce. So more of a whole food, plant-based, less ingredients, the better. So there are whole food crackers out there, and a lot of times you can find them in the aisle that's got the gluten-free options. That's a lot of time at my local stores where I can find those types of things. And yeah, so you've got seed-based crackers, just stuff that's giving you much more of a healthier option once you consume it, and it tastes great with that dip. So that's always a great idea. Secondly, you can always do fruit, fresh in-season fruit. Like I said, you can cut it up yourself or offer it whole. It always looks beautiful on a platter. A lot of times when you get that fruit platter, it's stuff that's been sitting there for a long time, and it's already like been exposed to the oxygen, and it's just not in its freshest form. Again, if you're in a rush, it's absolutely fine. But if you got a little bit of extra time, you're looking for a cheaper option and a little bit of a healthier option, opt for that in-season produce and make a nice little fruit spread up, a nice fruit salad. And hey, newsflash, we don't have to add any of that sugar or any of that high fructose corn syrup or puddings. People that like to old school mix that in the fruit salad, you don't need that because that fruit already tastes beautiful on its own. All of those flavors mixed in together tastes beautiful. Like that already has that natural sweetener. We don't have to add all that extra stuff. Just eat it in its whole form, and mixing them all together is beautiful and can be consumed just like that. I promise it will taste amazing. Just give it a try. Another option would definitely be, so say you're going to a friend's house and they're going to be grilling or marinating steaks or some sort of meat. This is what a recent experience I had. I had a friend marinate tofu for me. And so it was the exact same marinade that they used for the steaks. And I have never tasted better tofu in my life. I literally ate all of it. It was like blocks and blocks of tofu. I sat there and ate every single bit of it. It was so amazing. I don't have the recipe for that marinade, but I would really love to get it. I may end up asking for it because I've never tasted tofu that good. It was amazing. So literally same marinade that the steaks had. And and so it can be treated just like everybody else's food, marinated the same way. And then, so your friends, I'm sure, would be more than happy to do that for you, just like mine were. So once your friends learn that you're trying to eat more healthy and that you've either gone vegan or that you are trying to eat more whole food, plant-based, once they get used to it, your friends can be totally supportive of it. And it takes a while for everybody to learn how it all works out. But this is something that I just, like I said, had recently done for me. And it was amazing. It tasted so good. So yeah, tofu, and have your friends, if you're going somewhere else, marinate it in whatever marinade they're doing the meat in. And you will be surprised at how amazing that it tastes. Another option for some fun foods, oh my gosh, potato wedges. So the ones that I'm gonna show here, the footage of actually came from a local store here where they had it in their deli. But if you want a much healthier option, you can make, I'm gonna always recommend oil-free potato wedges. I found a recipe online where you literally, it was like you use the moisture from the potatoes once you cut them into wedges, and then all the different seasonings and spices, you shake it up and they get all of the spices on it and it sticks just from the water. And then it had a certain heat and tray, put them on the bottom tray, I believe. It was certain things you had to follow, but you didn't have to use the oil. I'm somebody that, like I've shared before, I don't cook with oil. So my option is I'm always gonna say opt for the oil-free option. But potato wedges are a absolutely perfect thing to do because you stay completely satiated by potatoes, and potatoes are all the way vegan. So that's also a really fun thing to do. Dip them in your if you're a ketchup person, I'm not. I've always dipped everything in mustard, but hummus tastes so good with potato wedges. That's something that I do. And it's really, really filling. So potato wedges are also a really fun option for an event such as this. Salsa, homemade salsa is a wonderful, wonderful thing to have at your own little party because salsa is like literally almost like, I don't think I've ever tried a salsa that wasn't vegan. Red salsa, like tomato based, that's always vegan friendly. I mean, I don't think I've ever been anywhere where it wasn't. So making your own homemade salsa, picking some up from the store, this is always a great plant-based vegan option. I like to opt for the organic blue corn tortilla chips because they're organic, and corn always should be bought organic when possible because it is highly sprayed. So these are a healthier option for chips, and so they taste amazing with salsa, and it's just perfect for watching a football game or any little get together like that. I shared about my fruit kebabs. Those are super fun if you want to get the kids involved in making some treats or some sides. It's basically like a whole bunch of sides. If you've got your tofu that's being marinated, there's your main dish, but if you've got the hummus and all these other things, that hummus is going to really fill you up if you're dipping stuff into it. At least it does me. So for me, like a lot of times when I go out to eat, if it's somewhere that doesn't have, vegan friendly options, I'm normally getting a bunch of sides. Going out to eat is really for entertainment anyways. And so it's like you're there with friends, you're there to celebrate, whatever it may be. And so a lot of times when it's a very meat let's see, how do I say it? Like a steakhouse. And I want to share a video later on about that, where it's just like, hey, can I get a plate full of sides? And so that's kind of like what it would look like for an event, right? If you've got your tofu that's marinated, if you didn't do that, a whole bunch of really fun sides like your veggies, your hummus, keeps you satiated, and the fruit kebabs that I brought up, the rainbow ones are so fun. And like I said, I'll share the picture of that, but I bought some bamboo eco-friendly skewers online, and have a ton left over for when I want to do it again in the future. And then you get all these different fruits, trying to get in season, of course, but in order to make the rainbow, you may not be able to get everything in season. But yeah, they're so fun to make, and kids love them. So that's another really great idea for the Super Bowl foods. If you're wanting to make this fun award-winning, it's called a vegetarian chili, and I'm going to send the link to where I found this recipe that I found online, like I said, and I've tried it, so I want to give the credit to this creator. And yeah, it's labeled a vegetarian chili, but I've made it all vegan and all plant-based. I'm going to share what that looks like to make it, and I've already told you it tastes phenomenal. Like I said, even the people that I say the meat eaters, even the meat eaters love it. So that's a big thing, right? This was an award-winning chili that literally beat out all of the chilies that had the meat in them. So that tells you it had to have been good, right? So I can't wait to share the recipe with you guys, and maybe you'll try it on your own. Maybe you'll have a meatless Monday or something like that, or you'll prepare it for your Super Bowl party or football gathering, sports event, whatever, where you feel like chili is a great dish to be served. Maybe you'll opt for this, and I guarantee you people will love it. Look at all these beautiful colors, and this is the finished product of our beautiful award-winning vegetarian chili. I hope everyone got some great suggestions, ideas, and inspiration on what to serve at your next get-together, or for when you gather together at a friend's and you need snacks to bring. Like, now you know, these are your staples. You can never go wrong with any of the suggestions I gave. If you try the chili out, let me know. Send me pictures. Tell me. I would love to hear about it. Please continue to send me your video suggestions and your questions and anything that you need. I am here to be of service in that regard. Thank you guys so much for all the love you show me and for continuing to tune in. We will see you guys next time on The Busy Vegan Mom. Bye. If you're enjoying these videos, consider going and buying this Busy Vegan Mama coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thebusyveganmom.